Good morning. It's finally here. I think we're finally going to manage to get to Angle Tarn. We have a wild camp planned, and there's myself, Andy and Mark. Mark also has a YouTube channel. I'll pop a link below to his channel along with Andy's. All packed up, rucksack rather heavy. I think I've just about run out of room. There's enough, we're only going overnight, but most of what's in here is just pure camping gear. I had to put the tent on top. We have a bit of a hike planned. I'm not entirely sure where we're parking at the moment, but it is also a chance to try out again, and a proper test this time, of Smidge. I used it at Angle Tarn, was absolutely perfect, didn't get a single bite on me. The following weekend I did a quick jaunt around Padley Gorge, and I could feel the midges landing on me and then just disappearing. I came home without a bite. It was magic. But I've had horrible experiences of Lake District midges, so this is going to be a proper test. Hopefully I shall come back bite free. The weather is looking fairly good. There's clear skies forecast tonight, so again we'll be having a go, see if we can get some Milky Way shots. We'll get them eventually. So, on that note, I'm going to load the car up and get on my way. Let's go. Well, we've completed half of one of the Wainwright's walks. This will be my second ever fell walk, and we've come up to Angle Tarn. We finally made it, and what a view. What an absolutely stunning view. Now, I was going to get all busy and do walk-ins and setting up and stuff, and I'm still going to do a bit of a time lapse of setting the tents up, but having hiked all the way up here, which by a lot of people's standards isn't far, I'm shattered. I've got a rucksack that weighs around about 20-25 kilos, and I'm just not that fit. I've made it up here, which I'm really pleased with, but I'm not going to push my luck. So I'm just having a quick wander around, quick recce. There's a few other people here camping out, sorry. There's a couple, whoops, sorry. Just over here we have a little island, sort of juts out, and they've been wetsuit diving. And right at the far side of the tarn, there's a couple just camped up. And we've walked all the way around the tarn to try and find somewhere not boggy, because it is really boggy. And whilst the ethos of wild camping is get away from the paths, pitch late, leave early, we're breaking one of the rules. We're pitching right next to the path because it's dry and it's relatively flat. Really don't fancy sleeping on boggy areas, but this view is breathtaking. The sky, the clouds are fair scudding across. Lovely white fluffy clouds, and if it stays like this, it's looking really promising for sunset. We're supposed to, as I say, have a clear sky tonight, which bodes well for the Milky Way, but we shall see. As with so many things, everything changes. So we're going to get the tent set up. I'm going to have something to eat, have a cup of tea, and catch up with you guys in a bit. Considering that we're 2.5 miles from the local village, which is Hartsop, there's 13 tents up here tonight. Oh dear. You can see some of them out here. There's one chap, just make him out, just there. And there's a couple of guys up over on this area. There's half a dozen guys in the middle and a couple behind them. And then obviously, I'm not sure you'll pick us up because it is quite dark. Although the wind has died right off, we're still not getting the wonderful reflections that we'd hoped for on the water. The water is still quite ripply, as you can see. And it is coming up for sunset, so we're hoping still that you can see a little bit of colour starting up in the sky, catching those clouds, and there's still a little bit of light on the distant hills. But the best of the light on most of the Tarn has now gone, which is fine. This trip is possibly a little bit more about camping than photography, and if we go back with a couple of shots, we shall all be happy. I've done a couple of compositions using an outcrop of rocks that you can just make out here with long exposures, using the Lee 10 stop and the polarizer. There's some colour developing in the sky up here, but the light on the hills is now gone. As I say, it is just probably more about the camping tonight. It's a beautiful area, even though there are 13 other tents up here. It's just so peaceful. Everybody's just in their own little world, making the most of the peace and quiet and enjoying the absolutely stunning scenery. I knew I would struggle if we didn't get reflections in the water, unless a miracle happened, because I really don't do big landscapes. So I'm struggling a little bit. I think this might be more of a camping one, photography nil, but I'm giving it a go. I'm not convinced on the composition. I can't see any real lead lines. It's just a big landscape. But it is just so beautiful. The birds are soaring overhead with their early morning calls. I'm not sure what birds haven't got that close to them. But yeah, it's a glorious morning. Good night's sleep. When I finally got warm, I was really chilly when I went to bed last night. But it was a good night's kip, nice and quiet. So, not the success I would have liked it to have been. That the icing on the cake for me would have been reflections down here, although you can see the Tarn is just starting to pick up a little bit of the sky reflection, a little bit of the colour. So I've got a simple composition, which is essentially what you can see there. Whee! Except it's straight. Just a shot straight out across the Tarn, capturing both the mist over this hill and the mist over that hill with the cloud detail. There's actually more colour in it than you can see there. I'm shooting at f13. I have 3 seconds on the timer. I'm not going for long exposure. I've just got a 0.9 and a 0.6 soft grads on, just to match the sky exposure with the ground exposure. And there's some guys down here that were camping last night that have just woken up and got out to see what the morning is bringing. So I'm fairly certain that's going to be it from the Lake District. I might reappear later, you never know. In the meantime, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button. I'm at 297 followers. It would be brilliant just to get to 300. I don't do this for the followers. I do this for me, to remind me of what I saw, what I felt, and because my memory is so lousy. But it's great that other people get enjoyment out of it, like watching it. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you give it a thumbs down, leave a comment, tell me why, tell me what I didn't do, what I did do, what I could do better. That'd be awesome. Have a good day, guys. See you on the next one.